Hi theconnleyclan fam! So as you can probably see behind me, I am out in our tiny house, which is not done yet. We have been starting on the outside, but today's vlog is going to be a little bit different than normal. I am out here because this is the quietest place without little ears listening, and today we're going to do some truth talk. So as most of you probably know, on our channel I like to keep it upbeat and positive. That is just how I like to try to keep life, Sean and I both. But there is always a reality side to everything. And even though I show you our real life, we don't really talk too much about the hard parts. Occasionally we will talk about, difficulties that we're having, or how it can be hard having a large family and things like that. But today I want to talk about what has been going on in our life, because Sean and I have really been feeling down in the dumps. We just are having a hard time getting our get up and go back. So normally we are very fast-paced individuals, both of us. We like to have a lot going on. Obviously we have 11 children at home still, and so that I think reflects a lot of our personality. We just like to have a lot going on. We like to keep our minds busy, and so we're always doing different things. Lately we just haven't wanted to do anything, really. We have been having a hard time even enjoying the normal things that we enjoy. So I know, a lot of times they talk about that's what depression looks like, when you stop having, or when you stop enjoying the things in your life that you normally enjoy. So that's when we have to kind of take a step back and say, what in the heck is going on? And that is what we have been doing. So I have been in years of therapy with the kids. I was in therapy with my oldest daughter, Brianna, for probably, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years. And then we started fostering. So then we were in therapy with the foster kids, who now are adopted. And we were in therapy with them for at least 5 years. And I think I was even doing it before we got our group of 5, so I have been in therapy with the kids for like the last probably at least 10 years. I have learned a ton. I think that doing therapy with the kids is so super important. By the way, I just thought about this. Hopefully, we have a window air conditioner out here in the tiny house because it gets so hot. And we just put it in, so hopefully it's not too loud and not too distracting, because I have to have it on so I'm not dying out here. So anyways, I have been in therapy with the kids for at least the last 10 years, and I have learned so much. One of the things I learned is that when you are in like this panic type mode, like this survival mode, so that's kind of what I feel like Sean and I have been in for the last year with Logan. Last March we found out that Jade and Lily and Gavin and Christian's birth mom was having another baby. We got a phone call asking if we'd take it. From the point that we said yes, we have been just doing nothing but scrambling to try to get that to happen. So we've been going back and forth between Omaha and Texas. Every couple months we'd have to take this big huge trip there, and then we'd take this big huge trip back, and then 2 months later we'd do that again. And then you're dealing with all of the things that come along with foster care, which like right at the last minute Iowa decided they wanted us to be licensed, and so we had to scramble and hurry up and do trainings. And then there was just so many things that happened. Then we started adding in animals, which we really enjoy, but that added on another whole layer of stress, I feel like, just in making sure they got taken care of, and then when we left they had to be taken care of, and then we were traveling with the dogs, and the dogs really didn't, they got really good at the end. In the beginning they were constantly throwing up in the car, and and if you can imagine, traveling with 11 kids in the car is stressful. But then you add in 3 dogs, one or two that are getting car sick, and it was like, oh my gosh. We have just adopted Logan, what was it, a couple months ago, and now we're like on this decline. We've been here, let me see, April, May, June, July. So we are going on 3 months of not having to take that Omaha trip again. And it was every couple months. So, and I think the longest we ever went, we missed one because our van broke down. So we had been here one time for 3 months in a row. And that was the longest stint we had ever been here. And so we were like coming down off of this huge, I guess you would call it a high, because it was just so much intensity, I feel like. And we're coming off of that, and I think I had a therapist tell me one time, Raya, you were living in survival mode for such a long time. Now you're coming off of that. Of course you're going to feel down in the dumps. And so this had happened one other time with something else that was going on. And when she said that to me, I thought, you know what? That's a good point. We were on this big, huge high, and then you come off of that, and now it's like we're back to reality. So I think that is contributing to it. Also, we were living in, I hope this doesn't come off as sounding bad, but we were living in this like beautiful home that when we moved in, it needed, completely gutted. And Sean spent all this time and energy remodeling it and making it ours. And when we left, we felt like, even though it wasn't perfect yet, and there still was a lot that needed done, it was a gorgeous home with a huge kitchen that was like perfect for our family. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not excited and happy for our Texas adventure, because we absolutely are, and we would not take it back. But, there is some grieving there, I think, that happens when you lose something that was important to you. So not only did we move away from our family, but we lost this beautiful house. And, here, our Texas house, although we have plans to make this house bigger and nicer and beautiful also, we're not there yet because we've just started. And sometimes it's hard in the beginning when you've just started that journey and you feel like you've gone backwards. So we have gone backwards with our house, but I'm excited for what we're going to do with it. We have all these plans that we're talking about, and I'm so excited for it. But I think we're kind of grieving the loss of that house in Omaha. One thing I was very interested in, now that we've been here for a while, we asked the kids again if they would rather live in Omaha or in Texas, now that we've been here for 3 months. And we found it very interesting because all of the kids said here still. We thought maybe some of them would be like, oh, there's more friends in Omaha, or there's more opportunity, or we live closer to things, and some of them did say like, oh, I wish we had more friends here, or oh, I wish that we lived maybe closer to a shopping mall. But all of them said that they would not want to go back, that they prefer it here. Even Isabella, who we know that she's not a huge fan of Texas at all. As a matter of fact, she told me, she said, I'm sorry, Mom, I love you so much. She said, but when I'm old enough, I'm moving to Paris. And she said, I'll come back and visit you a couple times a year, but that's where I want to live. And she, of all of the kids, she is such, I feel like, a mommy and daddy's girl that I feel like I was surprised that she said that. But even Isabella, who is not a huge fan of Texas, said that she really liked it here better. So Sean and I were both shocked. We were both really surprised that even after all this time that they still prefer it here. Anyways, so I think another contributing factor to just being blah right now is the reality of having a smaller house is sinking in. Sometimes our house gets loud. Sometimes our house gets very chaotic. And during those times it's really hard. And lately I feel like the kids have just been kind of a little crazy, and I don't know if it's summer. Usually we do homeschooling all through summer, and I gave them the week off because I felt like we just needed a reset. And so I'm hoping that this reset will help calm them back down. And Christian is a handful. I've said this before. Having Christian is like having 5 kids with severe ADHD. He is just so rambunctious, and I know a lot of people are going to say he's just a boy, but there is a lot more there. He's very, very aggressive, and so we had talked about, I honestly had thought about putting him in daycare for a few days a week because I feel like we just all need a little bit of a break. And Sean and I, though, talked about it, and we're very worried because he has such severe aggression that towards other children that I think he'd probably be kicked out immediately. And maybe not, because I know that I have several kids who I was very worried about them going to kindergarten, and when they went to kindergarten they did great. And so maybe I'm wrong on that, but he is such a handful that he takes just 24/7, 100% constant supervision because of his behaviors. And he does not really like playing with toys, so it's very hard to keep him entertained. He has been playing outdoors in the dirt a lot more with his toys. He loves being outside, and so then when it's like 112 here for 3 weeks, it's been really hard because he wants to be outside and it's just too hot. So we'll have him go outside in just like little stints, but sometimes he has all this bottled up energy, and so that has also been really tough. So the reality of the smaller house is setting in. We're realizing, I'm trying to unpack boxes. There's like nowhere to put anything. My kitchen is busting out at the seams. When we do our grocery shopping, I don't even have enough room for my groceries. Mostly my breads and things like my extra flours. That stuff will just sit out on the counter, which I hate that. I hate having counter clutter. And so that has been tough. I am planning on buying some little pantry things to go in our kids' room area, which is about the only place that we have anywhere to put anything. So we're gonna try doing that. Having all of the boxes, you probably can see behind me, this is the tiny house is where we're storing everything. I have boxes everywhere, and I've been slowly trying to go through them, but again, I have really nowhere to put anything. And I honestly love simplifying my life. So I love to try to get rid of as much stuff as I can. I will usually have to go through things 3 or 4 or 5 times before I feel like, okay, I've really got rid of everything I should have, because sometimes I'll go through it a first time and I'm like, oh, we should really hang on to that, or oh man, the kids could really play with that, or what if I need this? And then I'll go through it a second time and I'll get rid of more, and then I'll go through it a third time and I'll get rid of more. And so I have been out here going through boxes trying to consolidate and get rid of things. I have probably 10 more boxes right now, and granted they're not huge boxes, but about 10 more boxes of things that I can donate. So that is good. But building the house is going to take time, or I think we're going to add on to our house is what we're talking about doing. But that will take time, and it takes lots of money, and we pay cash for everything, and so trying to pay cash for that is tough, because you don't want to spend everything you have, but yet you want to get it done, and we don't really want to go out and get a loan for it. And so we're also trying to work to pay off our land and the house earlier than what we have the loan for, because we just feel like that would be beneficial. So trying to coordinate all these things has just been tough. Lately, I feel like even vlogging has been hard. Now, our family loves to vlog. We myself and the kids, just absolutely, most of the kids. I have some kids that just, they're begging me for their own channel, and they're like, we'll do our own editing, and I think that would be amazing for them to do. So we are talking about that, but we do need to get another computer to be able to do the editing, because the editing software that I have cannot go on a Chromebook, and all the kids have Chromebooks. So we do need to get another computer. But I think that'd be really good for them. So I have some kids that just are in love with vlogging, and I absolutely love to vlog, but I have found lately that I do not want to pick up the camera. And that is also how I know that I am just not, I just know that I'm down right now, because usually I love to just pick it up and you know, film what's going on, and we have had so many things going on, and I just have a hard time grabbing the camera to film anything. Even on 4th of July, I was like, should I bring it? And I think some of it is because growing a channel is hard. I think some of it is because a lot of times we got into this routine where when Logan slept, if Logan slept in, I slept in, because I really needed my sleep. And I'm one of those people that I really need my sleep, because if I don't get it, I usually get sick. So I don't need a ton of sleep, I just need to make sure I get enough. So I found, though, that after Logan started sleeping through the night, I was still sleeping in the morning. So if he was sleeping, I would still sleep in. And that has continued to happen until this day. If Logan sleeps in, and usually he will sleep in the morning, and when I say sleep in, I mean like he'll get up at like maybe 8:30 or 9, which to me that's pretty good, especially for a 1-year-old. And so I sleep in with him. So, you know, we'll get up, usually, usually Christian will wake me up at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and he wants a breakfast bar, so I get him a breakfast bar, and he wants some water, and I get him some water, and I will let him like watch his tablet or play on his tablet next to me, next to my bed, while I doze in and out. So it's not necessarily like a ton of sleep, and I do wake up, but I still feel like if I can just lay there and kind of doze in and out, I feel really good. Like it makes, I'm one of those people that I just love to sleep, and I am a huge night owl. So I really love to stay awake at night, because all the kids are in bed, and then Sean goes to bed, and it's just me, and for that hour or whatever, I can do whatever I want, watch whatever I want, and that is just my time, and I really enjoy that. But it's not until like 10 o'clock that everybody in the house is sleeping. So I usually stay up until like 11, and then I start getting ready for bed, and I know I'm not in bed till 11:30. So then I'm like really wanting to sleep in. Somehow I need to figure out how to switch my schedule around, because when I wake up that late in the morning, then I end up getting up, going and taking care of the birds. Then I've got to cook breakfast, get everybody ready, you know, making sure everybody's ready for the day, diapers are changed, meds are given, and then breakfast is done, and then everybody's starting school. And then I like don't even shower until probably, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then half the time I don't even put on my makeup, and I do not like to film myself if I don't have any makeup on. Now my hair is not done today. I washed it, and it is just air dried, and so I will film without my hair done, but I have to have my makeup on. And so when I put on my makeup so late, or if I don't even put my makeup on that day, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be in front of the camera. So I have decided that I need to get my control back. And so starting Monday, so as you're watching this, hopefully I got up this morning, because this video will come out on Monday. I am going to wake up early. I'm going to force myself to try to go to bed early the night before. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to get ready, and I have a whole big schedule list of what needs done, so that way I can just go down my list. I don't miss anything. I don't feel anxiety about, you know, not being on top of things. And I'm going to see how this works, because I normally, before Logan came along, I normally was a person that I got up every morning, I got ready, I did all my stuff, you know, and I was showered and makeup and all that, you know, before 8 a.m. And I have just gotten into a really bad habit. And part of me thinks that when I wear my pajamas half the day and I don't shower, you know, until 10 and get ready, I don't put on my makeup, that makes me feel even worse. Even though I absolutely love sleeping in, it just makes me not feel great when I'm not ready. And so I just know that about myself. I'm pretty self-aware, I feel like, and so I know I need to do this for myself. I have got to do this. So Monday, I have to get up, I have to get ready, and from now on, I have to do this. And I need to start getting back on top of things, because it always makes me feel so much better to do that. And so, wish me luck, prayers, positive vibes, whatever you got, because that has been the reality of our life lately. And coming off of this high from all of this stress that we've been going through the last year has really just tanked my mood, I feel like, and I need to get control back. So that is what we are doing, that is what's going on, and hopefully I will start picking back up the camera and start filming what's going on, because I love it so much and I love hanging out with you guys. And thank you so much for being part of our family, and thank you for coming along on our adventures. And we obviously wouldn't have a channel without you guys, and we appreciate you so much. And I love, love, love having our conversations in the comments. And sometimes I know I have a really hard time getting to the comments because doing all the filming and editing and everything else going on is so hard some days. But I haven't forgotten about you guys. I get to the comments usually as soon as I can, but I do love talking to you guys. So thank you so much. Hopefully you have a better idea of what's been going on lately. I know I just feel really bad about our channel these days. Our channel has completely stopped growing. I'm sure it has a lot to do with me and just how I've been feeling lately. So I need to pick up my vibe, because I do believe we manifest our realities, and our vibe, our energy has so much to do with that. So I will see you guys at the end of the week, and I will catch you up on all the things that have been going on here, because we do have a lot of updates. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you guys. Bye.